Hi, I'm Lam. Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Queen. Today we are here to talk about finally the new Mcgrath Labs eyeshadow palette called Voyeuristic Vixen. This eyeshadow quad is part of the Divine Blush collection from Mcgrath Labs, which I already have an entire video dedicated to that collection. Make sure you check it out up here and in the description box to see how the highlighters and how the blushes works and compared to other blushes and highlighters in other brands. But today, finally, the eyeshadow quad arrived. Well, it did arrive with the collection, but it was damaged. So Pat McGrath was kind enough to send me a brand new one, so customer service is a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like my content, my videos, make sure you consider subscribing and click the bell notification button so you'll be notified whenever I post my weekly videos. All the information of similar videos I mentioned, and links to my social media will be in the description box. Now, question of the day. Do you know what voyeuristic vixen means? Very interesting that I know this, but sound off your answer, your guess in the comment section, and I will spill the tea whether you are right or wrong. I'm going to compare this voyeuristic vixen eyeshadow quad, stunning, with my beloved Pat McGrath Divine Rose 1. Why? Because you can definitely see they're both rosy and a little bit neutral in some way. So we'll see, and I will put it on my eyes and we'll see if it works for my skin tone and it shows up and if anything weird happens, and we'll have our final thoughts. Okay, let's get started. This is a palette of ultra versatile, universally flattering warm bronze eyeshadows in glitter, pearl shimmer, and beautiful matte finishes. Burnish, bronze, and copper shades span an array of finishes ranging from crystalline sparkle to beautiful creamy matte. The Luxe oil-enriched formula glides on a silky, even layer of intensely saturated color in a single swipe for a seductively sultry look. This palette is designed for both aspirational artistry and everyday wear. Moonlight Liaison, which is a gleaming gold champagne, rose fire nectar, coral rose duochrome sparkle. After Dusk, mahogany brown matte, twilight bronze, platinum bronze shimmer. First impression, all of the shades in this quad are so buttery to the touch. They're creamy, including the mattes, the shimmers, the duochrome. Now, the description from the website aside, in my experience, Moonlight Liaison is the most traditional shimmer in this palette. It's not a normal shimmer. It's almost like a creamy shimmer. It's not super metallic. It just has a really nice sheen to it. I can't really detect any glitter particles in this shade. The next shade, Rose Fire Nectar, is really on fire. Doesn't have much of a base pigmentation. It's more of a topper glitter with a gold, green, and kind of a pink shift. So the gold and the pink create almost like a green in the middle when you turn it around like this. After Dusk, it's a beautiful creamy matte. I can already tell that it's, although it looks super pigmented, I think it's going to be more buildable and it's going to blend out so seamlessly. You are gonna be able to use this matte shade to pack on and create a very intense pigmentation like this, or blend it into the crease. Finally, Twilight Bronze, again, a traditional shimmer, but it's more glittery than the first shimmer. It doesn't have a flip, but I can detect glitter particles. Divine Rose 1, I have 2 videos on this palette, so make sure you check them out. But some of these formulas remind me of this shade in here. I want to compare this shade. Let me swatch it next to it. similar feeling to the touch, and of course similar finish. When they're next to each other, the one from the Voyeuristic Vixen, it has a little bit more pink. It's like a white but with a pink, while this one is more of like just white. This matte mahogany shade, consistent formula wise, very pigmented and blendable. The shades are a little bit different. This one is more neutral brown beige, and this one is clearly a pinkish brown base. Also, the one in the Divine Rose one is a lot deeper. This one right here, similar again, but not the same. This is clearly a lot deeper in tone, and also it has more of a cool tone, purplish kind of a pink, and it is a bronze. This one is a fresher, more colorful version of it. Finally, I think this glitter topper, although very different in tone to the Fire Rose Nectar color, it still has very similar finish, and I think it's the similar concept of color where it's just a glitter topper and doesn't have any base to it. So I'll swatch it right. Yeah, it's the same kind of formula where it doesn't have a base pigment, it just has the glitter particle floating in like an adhesive liquid or glue of some sort. But the one from the Divine Rose one does not have a flip, like a duochrome effect. So yeah, there are some similarities between the Divine Rose one and the Voyeuristic Vixen quad, but they are not the same at all. I think if you have Divine Rose 1 and you don't have Divine Rose 2, and you were interested in that really fiery duochrome shade in the Divine Rose 2, this one is going to be a great alternative because it's still neutral. It's not as colorful as Divine Rose 2, but it has this beautiful duochrome, really cool shift kind of color. Now let's move on to putting it on my eye. You can see I'm very flush today. I have the Orgasm on the Beach cheek palette on my face. I have a review for this as well. Make sure you check out that video. Yes, self promo. Another one I have on my lips already, the Nude Romance lipstick, my beloved Nude Romance. I have a few videos on Shell Tilbury lipsticks, reviews, comparison, try on. Make sure you check them out as well. Now, the palette. There it is with all its glory. Wow. Beautiful. I have to put all of these 4 colors on my eyelid today. I already primed my eyes using concealer and powder, and it's already kind of creasing, so kind of a dense blending brush after dusk to put on the outer half of my upper lash line just to deepen up the area. My plan is to keep this outer area really deep. I'll use a clean brush to blend that out. How that was a joy to work with. Now I'm going to use a super small liner brush and dip into After Dusk again, but I'm going to put it on my lower lash line. And the interesting thing we're going to do today is to keep it very tight on the outer corner of the lower lash line only. I'll show you what I mean. And I'm connecting it with my upper lash line. Wow, that worked out really well, so I'm going to continue using the same brush. It seemed to be my lucky token. We're going to grab Rose Fire Nectar and connect from the inner corner of the lower lash line to that spot. Wow, this shade is very crumbly. No wonder the first palette was damaged. Go into my inner corner and I'm going to first grab Moonlight Liaison, and we're going to use it as a base for the inner corner highlight, and then I'm going to use Twilight Bronze shade to put on top of it. Wow, I don't know if it's because I have a bias. I just tend to love smaller palettes these days, and it's not just the fact that it's small, it's brilliantly designed that every single shade in here serves a purpose. They are all different formulas, there's no repeat formulas. There's no repeat shades. You have different experience with each of the shades. It's not super difficult to use. I thought it was gonna be super crazy colorful, but because I only used Rosefire Nectar on a little part of my lower lash line, it's not super crazy. I would definitely recommend you to check it out on sale because it's $58 US. Be just better if you wait for a sale to get it. And if you have the Divine Rose 1 or Divine Rose 2 palettes already, you might want to think carefully, especially if you have Divine Rose 1 and 2, then you might want to skip on this quad. But if you have Divine Rose 1 like me, I still think the quad is going to be a great addition. But do you really need it though? No. You are going to get similar shades, similar looks with this Divine Rose 1. If you have super deep skin tone, let me know if this quad works for you because this is the deepest shade. I don't know how deep it can go. On my skin, it's pretty deep. It's not the deepest matte I have ever seen, so let me know. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like playing with makeup with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.